I'll just mention this little bit of something about our band, Glasspirits. We are a two-piece band with myself, Abe Perez, and Ybra is my nickname, and Joanna Glass, and her nickname is Pepe. So we are. Joanna plays a two-piece band, the keyboard, guitar, the electric violin, and the lead vocals, and then her guitar is been fixed, which she did. So when she hits chords, it sounds like a guitar and bass player playing. So needless to say, we sound a lot fuller than a two-piece band. And when she plays keyboards, she was trained classically on keyboards and violin, so she's all over that. And then I play, obviously, my drums, my Spaun drums. Sometimes I don't know what set to take to a gig, but I eventually find one. That could be confusing in itself. And being Cuban, that I'm Cuban and born in Cuba, I've always been able to play percussion, so we incorporate that in a lot of parts and endings. Some songs, it could be the whole thing. I play the congas, when time permits, bongos, and the cajon. And that gives us a whole different vibe because I'm not always on the drums. I'm back and forth, and sometimes strictly on percussion on certain songs. So when you put the whole thing together, whether Joanne's playing violin with me on the percussion, and that's it, that's real unique. And just, I think everything we do as a band is unique. We have a video that we just are going to be doing live, and we are doing that like 4 acoustic songs. And you'll see, kind of like what we do acoustically also. And that's about it. You can find us. You can probably say everything, Joanne. You can
Yeah.
find us on all over the social media.
Yeah, I'll do it after Zoom in post
Okay, so
production.
she'll just put that on there. Um, I don't know. Other than that, Brian and I never knew each other at this time, but I'm just going to say when I was in a band called Yankee Rose that was very big, we were among the biggest bands ever to play the whole Hollywood strip scene. Us, Van Halen, Quiet Riot, Stormer, a very few um, handful of bands like that dominated the scene. And we would actually pack the Starwood and the whiskey. There'd be lines racked around the buildings. And neither one of us, none of these bands were signed. We were just that big back then. And Brian actually knew of my band Yankee Rose, but we didn't know each other. And
I remember you guys playing at Gazzari's.
yeah, that was a gig we did quite a bit. We did the whole Hollywood thing. We played at the Starwood was my favorite, Brian, and we played there a lot with Quiet Riot or Van Halen, and we would headline our own shows. There was bands. I don't know if you remember these bands. Autograph was one of the bands. A band called Smile. A band called The Boys, which that's where George Lynch came from. The Boys. They were young. He was about 16. George Lynch from Dokken. That's where he came out of. So yeah, there was quite a bit of bands. Great White was called Dante Fox that were around in that era. Of course, Motley Crue. They were a little bit after us, Motley Crue and Dante Fox. Matter of fact, when I spoke to Vince Neil, before he got big, when he was playing in studios over there in Glendora, whatever that big rehearsal studio was, you might know the name of it, that everybody used to rehearse at. I was in a band with John Nelson, the guitarist from Eddie Money. We had a thing going. And I spoke with Vince, and I can't think of the name of that band he was in before Motley Crue, but he told me he was a big fan of Yankee Rose. He used to go see us play. So I wasn't even aware of how many cats and musicians used to know that band at that time. So yeah, the music scene has sure changed with all this pay to play and all this crap that is, just so many bands, and it's all about how many tickets you could sell, not even about the quality of your band, but it is what it is. Things are changing. The whole thing's about social media. And my bandmate Joanna's on top of all that, working on all that. In my day, it wasn't about that, but now it is, Uh,
It was all word of mouth and,
Hey,
friends telling friends.
flyers, word of mouth. And then, like I said, there wasn't that many bands that got really well known. So when you did, like us and Quiet Riot and Van Halen, we could literally pack a place and we weren't signed, at that time. But, things have just changed with so many bands and so much going on that changed in music. It's all about how many tickets you can sell. And any band could play that could sell tickets and make them money. So you have anything to add to that, Joanne?
No, I think this is pretty good, and just want to say, Brian, we know that you are so busy. Look at you, working and trying to multitask. Thank you so much for taking your precious time, to speak with us and Abe mostly. So yeah, and just being part of this.
My pleasure, happy to do it. It's always awesome working with Abe. He always has great ideas and, really, having good customers with great ideas makes me look good. I mean, a lot of these crazy cool things that you see have been from, Abe and people and other creative people like Abe that have an idea, they have a vision, and they just need me to help get it to fruition. So it's not me doing it all. It's not Abe or the other party doing it all. It's working together to create something unique and different and perfect for that person. Instead of, hey, can I make 1,000 of these really fast and try to make a lot of money off of it, like production style. It's not interesting to me.
Yeah, well, that's what makes Spaun drums, brother. And also the sound. Like I said, the sound is number one. I mean, you could have the best looking drums, custom drums in the world, but if they don't sound good or sound great, to me, it wouldn't matter. But they have the sound, superior sound, first of all, beyond Spawn drums and Simtech cymbals. So it starts there. And you and I have become friends. We've known each other. I've shared personal things in my life with you. You've been there as a friend for me. So it's been, I don't know what you're like with other artists, but with you and I, it's been, when I didn't know you that well, that was different. But then when I got to know you with time, you've become more of a friend, not just a business associate, that I buy drums and do work with. You've called me on some personal matters, checked up on me, and have been there as a friend for me. So I want to thank you. I want to really thank you.
Absolutely, man. And we it's been a great working relationship and friendship. So many more years to come. Success
Right
to
on.
you and Joanna, and to me as well. And a big hopeful wish that our industry gets back on its feet and we get back to performing and touring and making music and all the things that lighten the everybody's heart in the world, right?
Yeah, music's special, man. It's something that everybody needs in their life, and I know people miss it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Well,
Okay,
um,
thank you.
that's a great way to end, and I want to thank you again for taking your time to do this with us, and um, you know, we'll be in touch. And thanks for all the great drums. I got to make it. I got to let the world see all these great drums you've made for me.
If not, we're just gonna have to take your various sets out on a tour of its own. We'll have to load up the semi and go around the world.
We'll do the Spawn Drum Tour. Sounds good to me. Okay, brother. Bye. Have a great day. And,
Bye, Joanna.
Hi, Brian.
Okay.
SpawnDrums.com, Simtech.com. Go see them.
Right on. Best drums in the world, best cymbals in the world.
All right.
Okay, man. Bye, Brian.
Bye. See you later.
Okay.